Good evening. This is HNN, the Holotable's news network. As you're not even remotely close to around the clock Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes news, reactions, reviews, theory crafting, and more source. I'm Sir Georges, one of our two hosts now that Faye has left. Not bitter at all. So today today we are joined by my distinguished co-host Celiac Sarah.
Hi, how are you?
And we have a special guest, one of our fans, Darth JJ.
Hey guys.
So JJ, where did you get your name from? Is it Darth Jar Jar? Is it J. Jonah Jameson?
Yeah, it's from Darth Jar Jar. I love that
Awesome. Awesome.
that fan theory. It's
Me too.
I don't know, my biggest favorite thing in Star Wars.
That's awesome. Awesome.
Love it.
So this week's headlines. As always, we start the show with your HNN headline news, and today we have 4 headlines. The biggest news, and what we've been waiting for since the game has come out, pretty much, is the reveal of Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker.
It's here.
Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker is not a galactic legend, as many of us predicted. He's not a ancient journey, anything like that. He's just a normal legendary. So, who would like to read off Jedi Knight Luke's kit? Sarah, I assume you haven't read it, so maybe it would be best if you did.
I've not read it. I yelled at everyone in our guild for trying to spoil it.
Wait. Gotta wait 2 weeks until we do our podcast.
Yeah. They didn't cooperate with me.
I always love the cold read.
The cold
Yeah.
read.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will say I have 2 things spoiled.
Okay.
Vox and King, I'm talking directly to you right now,
This
sir. I know that he doesn't have a rebel tag, and I know that he does something to manipulate the enemy speed or something. I don't know what. I just know that he does something to their speed. So that's it. Otherwise, I'm going in cold. Okay. Oh, I've been dying to read this. The event's almost over. I have no idea what he does. Okay. So attacker, light side, leader, Jedi. Shocking. Basic ability, prevailing strike. Dispel all buffs and deal physical damage to target enemy, then reduce their critical damage by 10% stacking. Then Jedi Knight Luke gains 10% max protection, stacking max of 100% until end of encounter. This ability can't be countered. Interesting.
I
like a dispel. Sorry?
I'm getting some Count Dooku vibes with this basic.
Yeah, and I like dispel on basic. I love dispel on basic.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I gotta say that's like Zeta level ability with the reducing the stacking crit damage and all that.
Why do you think that?
Well, I think most abilities that have stacking damage usually cost a Zeta, and the fact that it's only an Omega is really nice.
Very good point.
Yeah, that's a good point. It is like for a basic ability, it does a lot.
It's fantastic.
Right?
And I'm curious with the reducing crit damage, stacking doesn't have any kind of limit. So if a normal character has like 150% crit damage, could you do enough basics to where they'll do less damage with a critical hit than a normal hit?
Could you?
No, he stacks his own critical damage, but he reduces the enemy's protection.
I think it's the opposite. I think he reduces their crit damage.
Opposite.
Oh wait, no, yeah, you're right. He does.
Yeah.
And he gains max. Yeah, you're probably right. Maybe he won't be able to hit very hard at all.
Yeah. So just after 5 or 6 basics on an enemy, now when they do critical hits, they're doing less damage.
I wonder what that does to a raid boss.
Yes.
Yeah. It doesn't say.
Doesn't say. So I guess it should work against raid bosses too. That's cool.
Okay. First special. Stalwart. Advanced. Stalwart. Okay. Star Wars. Stalwart.
Yeah.
Deal physical damage to target enemy and call another target ally to assist. Target enemy is inflicted with blind for 2 turns. Ooh. Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker gains Jedi's Will for 2 turns, which can't be dispelled, copied, or prevented. If other target ally is a Jedi who is not Old Republic, interesting, they also gain Jedi's Will for 2 turns. Jedi's Will is 100% counter chance, 25% plus 25% offense plus 25% speed, and all attacks ignore defense.
That's insane.
And that's only a 3-turn cooldown.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and you have that for 2 turns. So realistically, you're not being without that for very long.
Right. The 3-turn cooldown. You get to call a target ally to assist. Can be any ally. Doesn't have to be a Jedi or anything. You're putting blind for 2 turns on an enemy, which is a very rare debuff that I only think Mission has.
Is it only Mission?
I think one of the Geos has it.
It's so rare that I don't even remember what it does.
I'm not mistaken.
Sunfac has a special that does it.
Yeah.
But yes.
Right.
Very rare. And then in addition, so that'd be a great move just on its own. Calling a target ally to assist, blind. But he gives himself and the ally Jedi's Will, which is 100% counter chance, bonus offense, bonus speed, and all attacks ignore defense. That is very rare, the defense part.
Right.
Yeah, the defense is... Man.
Like, that's one of Watt's best features, is giving that whatever buff is that lets allies ignore defense. And here you get 2 people do it.
Man.
I kind of wonder if there might be something like with C-3PO to try to get him to do that move more often that could work, but even though he's not a Jedi, so, and there's no Rebel synergy, but
right. Yeah, that'd be fun to toy around with.
Something to test, though. Okay. Second special, Repulse, which has a 5-turn cooldown. Gives me General Skywalker vibes from the animation. Inflict stun for 1 turn and vulnerable for 2 turns on all enemies. Until end of encounter, all enemies lose 10% max health and protection, stacking to a max of 50%. Repulse on raid bosses. Deal damage 3 times and vulnerable for 2 turns. This ability can't be evaded or resisted. Dang. What does vulnerable do again? It means they'll get critically hit.
Yeah, guaranteed crit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
But this is an AoE
stun.
An AoE stun that can't be resisted.
Or evaded.
Right.
Or evaded. So for sure, everyone is getting stunned. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
And the worst part of this special is until the end of the encounter, all enemies lose 10% max health and protection. Stacking. So instantly, with this one move, everybody's stunned. Everybody has lost 10% max health and protection. And, you know, if you're fighting teams like trying to use him against Galactic Legend Rey or something, Reys that are modded have over 200% or 200,000 health. This one move is cutting 25,000, then protection too, so like 40,000 of their survivability off.
I literally just caught her.
Yeah.
I'm sure she can wipe the floor with Luke once you read the whole kit. But
the other question I have is when it comes to this, when this can't be evaded or resisted, but then you have like a Bastilla lead that is immune to debuffs, which one takes precedence?
Ooh.
immune will not get it, but if there's any allowance of it being a resisted or not thing, then it will hit. So Bastilla's lead, I think, is just bonus tenacity. I don't remember.
It's just, yeah. So
I have to look at it.
You could still stun the entire team.
I'm gonna look at it because I'm curious.
Oh, do you mean Fallen Bastilla with her thingy?
No, I meant regular Bastilla Sean. She just has bonus tenacity, so you could still stun the entire team.
Right. Yeah.
What does she have? Yeah, bonus tenacity, 150+%.
Yeah.
Tenacity.
So even with that huge amount of tenacity gain,
right,
won't matter.
And it doesn't matter because it can't be evaded or resisted. So sad, too bad.
Yeah, right. That's crazy. And we haven't even gotten to the lead.
I know. I'm just getting to his unique now, and I'm already sad.
So all the stuff we've talked about is effective on whatever squad he's on.
Man. Okay. So his first unique, which is a Zeta, Jedi Knight's Resolve. Each time Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker is damaged, he gains 5% turn meter and 5% offense, stacking max 25%. I'm assuming just the offense is stacking. Yes. Yeah, obviously, turn meter wouldn't be stacking. That's stupid. Until he uses Prevailing Strike on his turn.
Yeah, that's his basic.
Okay, his basic. When he attacks out of turn or is critically hit, he gains 2 speed, stacking max of 20 until the end of the encounter. At the end of each other Jedi ally's turn, excluding Old Republic Jedi, Jedi Knight Luke gains 10% turn meter. Jedi Knight Luke is immune to stun and fear. Oh. Why are they excluding Old Republic Jedi? Just curious. It's because Revan.
Yeah, I think it's just to neuter the Revan Jolie, nonsense.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought, but I was just curious.
I'm really curious about like the 2 speed max of 20. Like, what's the point of 20 additional speed?
Yeah. Like, how did they get to that number exactly?
Yeah, like what are
Why
they
does
trying
it cap
to do
out?
there?
Right.
Yeah.
Because like
I wish they had. I don't know. I didn't read the developer insights. So did they explain that in the developer insights?
I don't think they touched on it.
Because go ahead. I remember when BB-8 came out, and for his Illuminated Destiny with the crazy high cooldown, they actually explained how they got to that number and they chose it because of how fast it'll actually happen. And I'm curious why they chose 20, if they explained that. Huh.
My thought is that we haven't gotten to the rest, but there's a speed manipulation part of this character, and his gear 13 speed. So once he's had all the gear upgrades, the bonus 20 from the gear 12 to gear 13 jump. His final speed is still only 112.
Yeah. And to me, that's why I don't understand the 20 speed, because it's still one of the slowest characters that we have.
Right. Yes. Even with that bonus. But so we'll have to see over time. My thought is that when we get to the next part where there's the speed manipulation, it'll make him just a smidge faster or 20% faster, whatnot, than everybody else on the field.
Right.
It is weird. It is weird. And 20 is a very low cap.
Like a teeny tiny. Okay. All right, so just his leader left. Holy crap, it's a mouthful.
That's
oh man. Oh,
long.
It's long. Okay, so his leader, which is also a Zeta. Now his leader they just tweaked the wording. They didn't actually change it, right?
It's pretty much the same.
Okay. So the Return of the Jedi. All light side allies have plus 15% critical chance and critical damage, doubled for Jedi allies. Okay. All light side allies have plus 15. Okay. Why is that there twice? Okay. At the start of each of Jedi Knight Luke's turns, all enemies are reduced to his base speed. What? Okay. At the start of each of his turns, all enemies are reduced to his base speed until end of the encounter, and their base speed can't be increased after their speed is set. His base value is recorded at the start of encounter before any buffs or debuffs are implied. This speed alteration doesn't affect raid bosses and does not activate if the enemy side also has a similar ability or a galactic legend. Okay, interesting. At the start of encounter, all Jedi allies, excluding Old Republic, gain the granted ability Heroes Arise. Heroes Arise. Dispel all debuffs on all allies. Then call all Jedi allies to assist, dealing 20% less damage. All Jedi allies, excluding Old Republic, recover 25% health and protection and gain Jedi's Will for 2 turns. Then Jedi Knight Luke is granted 100% turn meter. It's on and this is a shared cooldown between all allies who have it, and is immune to cooldown manipulation, and it has a cooldown of 10. Whoa.
Yeah, so lots of specific wording in this leadership.
So here's my first question. Is his base speed with mods or before mod? Like it's just whatever his base.
I think
I think
with mods. What do you
mods.
think, JJ?
So like if you have a 285, that's the base speed that's set.
That's a lot of speed from mods.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just pulling a number out of my because what's his base? 112?
112. 112.
So he's gonna go slow.
Yeah, he's gonna be really slow, which is a good thing if he's the leader, and terrible if he's not.
Right.
Yeah. So you need him in the leader slot.
He'll be terrible on any other. Well, I say that, but with all the turn meter gain stuff he has, that's why he'll still be taking turns often.
Oh man.
But
yeah, he'd have to be called to assist a lot on another team.
Yeah. Okay, what are your thoughts, JJ, overall for the character?
So there's been like a long discussion in my guild and in other places about having a rebel tag. And I'm okay with it not being a rebel tag. He wasn't even really a rebel. He was off doing his own thing most of the time.
Yeah, I agree.
So, like in terms of lore, I don't see him as being a rebel. I see him as being a Jedi. In terms of the gameplay, this would be insane on a rebel team.
Why is
just
that?
Like the ability to have another rebel Jedi, get turn meter with CLS and people calling him to assist would be nuts. So it's good that they didn't make him a rebel. I'm hoping that it's good for light side territory battles because we need more Jedi. But I'm very far away from getting him, so I'm glad they didn't make him super powerful against Galactic Legends, because I just spent a whole bunch of work getting my Rey, and to have him just come in and wipe it out would be terrible.
Yes. I was thinking the same thing, which is why I was very curious how him coming so soon after Galactic Legends would play out. But I think they've handled it really well. But with the character's kit, what do you think, Sarah? Does it make you want to get him?
I mean, like I want them because I want all the characters. I am thinking about his tags now in my brain and how like it makes sense that he's a Jedi and like all this kind of like stuff. And I'm like, well, why doesn't Rey have the Jedi tag? It still comes back to that for me. No, I like his kit. His kit is very different. It's like, yeah, I'm thinking about his leader, but it's very, we don't have anything like that. It's very interestingly worded and carefully worded, and I quite enjoy it.
I'm not sure, but this might be the first kit where you will intentionally want to make him slow.
Yeah, like so. Okay, so let's be hypothetical. What would you put on him for mods? Offense? Help?
Probably offense.
Yes, since his.
I'm trying to think. Because you wouldn't want to like super stack him with speed.
Since his. What is it? Since his only debuff, the stun, can't be resisted, then there's no real reason to put any potency on him. You don't want him to have speed if you're planning on neutering the enemy's speed. So, yeah, just probably offense and maybe a health set.
He seems to have pretty low critical chance, so I'm thinking that might be
good point.
Something you'd want to put on him too.
I mean, he's interesting.
His protection is 77,000 without mods. So that's really good.
That's high. Yeah.
Has enough basics, and he'll double that. So 150,000 plus whatever, you could do 3 protection primaries and make that easily over 200,000 once you spammed his basic enough.
I want to use him in territory battle.
Yes, that's the main area that I'm looking forward to.
That's where I want to throw him.
So overall, I think this is a great character, great kit, especially for just being a legendary.
Well, is he legendary? Hero's Journey? Legendary.
Legendary.
Huh.
I don't think he breaks the game now that we've got the Galactic Legends that have already done that. The part of his leadership where the speed alteration doesn't affect Galactic Legends makes me wonder what place he'll have in the future. Because already that means either of the 2 top meta teams now, he won't be able to be useful with the Jedi squad using him to his full capacity. And as we move down the line, the future I see where every team has a Galactic Legend. Each faction has their own Galactic Legend.
Right. He's not going to be able to do that.
Right.
I mean, if we're looking that far down the road, they might change that part of his kit when we have like 8 Galactic Legends.
They might just take it out at that point.
True.
Rework him.
True. Good point.
I would assume they added that right now because they knew people would be mad if he affected Galactic Legends, and you would just spent all of this time and money to get your Galactic Legends.
Oh yeah.
Right?
I think all 3 of us would be mad.
I would be so mad. I'm already seeing red and it doesn't even matter.
And then the heroes arise from his leadership is pretty important, as well as all the turn meter gain stuff that he's got going on.
I kind of like it when leaders give like
extra abilities.
Thrawn, how they give a unique ability. Yeah, I like that.
Really
it makes sense. You're in the leader slot. You should give a little bonus.
So I know that Hux has on his Zeta the inability to gain turn meter. Does that apply to this ability?
Good point. It does. It does. But I think Hux has to have advantage. But yes, then Skywalker would not gain any of this bonus turn meter from his unique or his leadership.
I mean, he'll just sit over there on the sidelines, moping at 112 speed while your first order run him over.
Yes, but then your first order are only at 112 speed, while the rest of Luke's team still has their high speed.
The other thing is, it doesn't prevent turn meter gain. So all the turn meter gain you get through that team can still work.
Yes.
So there might be something there to counter it.
So what I look forward to, it seems like a Luke squad, Luke will be great, but all the other Jedi will be taking 2 or 3 turns for every 1 turn of the enemies, since their speeds have all been shut down to 112. So even a 230 speed character is now going to go over twice as fast as anyone on the other team.
That's nuts.
And then this Heroes Arise thing, 10 turn shared cooldown. So you've got 5 characters. They each take 1. They each take 2. Now Luke can go again. Or now you can do the Heroes Arise thing again. So every 2 or 3 turn cycles, everybody gets 25% health protection. Jedi's Will, which is everybody gets 100% counter chance. Everybody gets 25% speed. All the Jedi on your team will ignore the defense of the enemies.
Yep.
Any non-Galactic Legend team, I think Jedi Knight Luke is going to walk over. Easy.
I think that there are some holes in the game of the Jedi, though, that can be exploited, like I said, with the turn meter gain. So like if you could reduce their turn meter like an Asajj lead, you could still, because they're not immune to stun or anything, and there's only 2 Jedi that are going to be countering. So there might be that ability to do, to keep their turn meter down and never let them go. And also like the First Order being able to increase their own turn meter over and over, they might be able to outspeed the team.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Did you get them?
But otherwise, yeah. I mean, I did not.
I did not.
I have 14 hours left, 15 and a half hours from right now. And I should get him just in time. I need a couple good shipments, luck with shipments, because I need some more biotech implants.
Oh.
I didn't think I needed to get them because they were part of the weekly shipment until yesterday. Then we got the new week's weekly shipments, and the new ones don't have any biotech implants.
Yeah.
Of course.
But I should be able to. I ought to, just in the nick of time, get him at the very end.
And you'll get to use a newly reworked Vader in the process.
Yes. JJ, would you like to read Vader's touch-up for us?
Yeah, I'm excited about
surprise
Darth Vader's,
me with it.
Rework.
My Darth Vader was gear 10 until yesterday.
Okay, so the first thing in Darth Vader's new kit is he has a brand new ability called Merciless Massacre. If you read the developer insight notes, they were trying to go for that Rogue One Vader.
Rogue One Vader is so cool.
Oh yeah.
That is how I picture Vader.
Yeah.
The best thing in all the Star Wars movies.
Yeah, it's so good.
So the Merciless Massacre, and within minutes of it, popping into the game, I immediately zated it. But the final text is: gain Merciless and take a bonus turn after this one. All enemies gain Merciless target, which can't be evaded or resisted. When Darth Vader uses an ability, Merciless target is removed from the targeted opponent and Darth Vader takes a bonus turn. If the target did not have Merciless target, then Merciless expires and Merciless target is removed from all remaining enemies. Darth Vader can ignore taunt effects when targeting enemies with Merciless target. While Merciless, Darth Vader is immune to fear and turn meter manipulation, and his bonus turns do not trigger other characters' effects based on bonus turns or turn meter gain. Merciless target. Darth Vader must target a unit with this or a taunt effect. Can ignore taunt to target this unit and takes a bonus turn after using an ability while targeting this unit. Merciless, plus 50% offense, plus 25% critical chance, and plus 50% critical damage, immune to fear and turn meter manipulation. That's a lot.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
So I immediately took him into Galactic War to try that with a Pop Lead and Thrawn and just those three. And so you click Merciless, and then everybody gets an icon above their head. And then you get to cycle through all of your abilities on every one of them. As long as you target a new person, you get to keep Merciless until you run out of all 5 of them.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so all 5 characters get a special blue icon above their head. And
right.
It's like their own individual taunt.
Yeah.
And after you hit them, all 5. And after you hit them, then it goes away on that character.
Right.
Only the one that's targeted. So his AoE move will only remove a single Merciless target thing.
Right.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So he gets the ability to take 5 turns in a row, minimum.
No. And he's ignoring taunt because you all have these freaking target signs above your head.
Right. So there's no way to stop his rampage. Once he uses this, he's taking 5 turns attacking every single enemy. They don't gain bonus turn meter. They can't stop him. He's just the unstoppable, merciless Darth Vader.
And what I was worried about is that when you Force Crush and it hits everyone, that it would knock all the taunts off, but it doesn't. It only knocks it off the one you targeted. Yeah, so you get to Merciless, Force Crush, Culling Blade, basic, Force Crush again. It's pretty awesome.
It's really cool. And they updated his icon.
Especially with the Pop Lead because you're gaining turn meter too.
Yes. His icon is beautiful. I think his body looks a little weird now.
Yeah.
But it's a minor gripe. It's really cool.
His icon's off center, but you know. Has
there been any update to like his icon when you're using his ship? Because I heard that disappears.
Ooh, I have not tried it out. So I don't know.
Yeah, we're not in ship's part of TW yet. So I'll let you know.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So there's one more addition to Darth Vader's kit with his rework. He already had the ability No Escape that had a Zeta. But the part that they add to it is whenever Darth Vader activates Merciless Massacre, dispel stealth from all enemies.
By R2.
Well, not just R2, Dengar is a problem.
Oh, yeah.
And so is Geonosian Spy. So you get to take that off and hit them.
Tells you how often I use Spy and Dengar. My first thought is R2.
So I did not put that Zeta on there because I don't ever use Vader against Geonosians. And I am okay with just using Force Crush targeting Dengar first. And I can get around not having that ability.
I did give him all of his Zetas yesterday or whenever this was.
Good. I love this. This is a great simple buff. All he did was add one ability.
Yep.
But now Vader, essentially, all of his specials cooldowns are halved because once he uses the Merciless thing, he'll take enough turns to do each of his specials again. So now the rate that he was getting his damage over times out there is twice as fast. The huge offense boost makes his culling blade deal huge damage much quicker. So I'm very happy with this. This is a great upgrade.
Now, I already saw this in my arena today, in my shard.
I have him in my arena with my Kylo. Just because I don't, the 5th slot isn't really important. And I throw him in there just for fun.
No.
Now I do want to like point out something. With this new update for Vader, he might be the fastest attacker potentially, because he already has a base speed of 141, but he has that ability to gain 8 speed for every Empire and Sith Empire. So he's super fast.
Mm-hmm.
And with his Merciless, he gets 50% offense.
Yes.
And under a Palp lead, he also gets bonus offense based on debuffs. And with Culling Blade, he gets additional offense per debuff. So he might be the baddest attacker in the game now.
Oh, I love it. I don't know how much he will rise in the ranks of each character, like how much he's gonna, like if he's gonna jump from a tier of use to another. But what he's already good at, he's gonna be even better at now. I do look forward to testing him out with the Wampinator in the HAAT again, just to see how much damage he can get and how much quicker it can go through.
I mean, I've seen just from my Vader, who's gear 12 and a half, like a crit for 200, 300,000 in a 5-on-5 battle. So imagine with 80, 90 dots on it, it's going to be nuts.
Which is good. Happy. This is a very difficult to get character.
Vader?
Yeah, for new players, it's very slow.
Yeah,
not for people that have been playing it for years. But like, like Grievous, Grievous was one that you had to work really hard to get all that shard shop currency, the premium price tag and stuff. So he needed an upgrade so that Grievous would be great. And he got it. Vader needs that too, since he's, the achievement character.
Yeah. Now, on the other hand, I also don't like that he can beat my Rey now. So
that's why I'm getting a little frustrated over here.
But at least when it comes to that team being on defense, it's very beatable. You don't have to worry about it nearly as much. Han Solo can still stun him before he ever does anything.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think it's reasonable.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Okay, so those were the big headlines for this last couple weeks. We got the July calendar, and not
super early.
It is.
Like it's never early, and they gave it to us like a week before the month's even over.
Maybe they're giving it before Independence Day celebrations when they might be off work.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Clone Wars Chewie.
Yes, the login is Clone Wars Chewbacca.
Mm-hmm.
Which this last month's June's was Farm Boy Luke, which was a hint towards Jedi Knight Luke. Mm-hmm. So I wonder if we're going to get something Clone Wars related. Maybe finally the Mace Windu rework. Because I doubt we're going to get new characters. Or actually, what were you going to say, JJ?
I think it means nothing. I think that they have like no other character thing that they can think of, and they're like, let's just make it Chewie shards.
The ones that we give for free when we make a mistake.
I mean, I know that they usually make it mean something, but I feel like they're allowed to have like a month off of like nailing the character login every once in a while, because I do think that whatever's going on at CG, like they're starting to like catch up to like doing the things that they promised us not long ago. Because they just gave us Jedi Knight Luke and he's awesome. They did a Vader rework out of nowhere and he's awesome. And the art looked good and there was a whole bunch of like, crap around it. It was reasonable. So, I mean, I just feel like CG is doing like a good job right now, and maybe they're focused on the important things and not the character login.
I will say I was surprised with the Vader rework, because I remember a long time ago when he got reworked the last time they did. This was like, I think maybe 2 years ago that he got reworked, something like that.
Yeah.
And I remember they did a post about it, and they said, like after the fact, and they talked about it, and they said that his kit is so complicated coding wise that it actually breaks things in the game, and they don't like to touch it if they don't have to. So I was a little surprised that they reworked it.
Maybe that's why they didn't actually rework anything, just added a new ability.
And that's a good point.
Well, I mean, I also think they meant to have it available for Father's Day, and they were only off by a day. So I think that they're getting it together. I don't know. And
this is a great little Father's Day.
Maybe I'm just an apologist.
That's always good. That's always good. This is a nice little Father's Day celebration by having Darth Father get updated. I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. Okay, then there was another small change that they're discussing with the AI to Kylo Ren.
Yeah, do you know how this works?
I went through the forums to see if I could figure out what they were talking about. I can already tell you that Kylo has bad AI, especially when you get his ultimate unlocked. So I'm glad they're doing something about it. It says we're currently investigating an issue between Kylo Ren and an enemy 5s, where they didn't mention it, but from the comments, it was something where in order to not trigger 5s, somebody said that Kylo is only doing his single target special or basic. Yeah, that is what it is, JJ?
Yeah, he's not doing his AoE when 5s is on the field. So people are beating it with a Padme lead, and 5s being one of the tanks on there. It's definitely something in their coding of how they want to prioritize their abilities.
Right. Yes, and
and it's it's every time 5s is out there, whether he's on a gas team or whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's specific to 5s. I think it's something with his prioritization of whenever there's yada 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 with these enemies, don't do his AoE.
Yeah.
Because the raids, I try to do sections on auto, and for the HAAT Phase 3, I think it is. A couple of the different ones, or maybe part of it was the Rancor too. Sometimes, like when he has his ultimate and he gets unlimited cooldowns, he'll only do the exact same special over and over and over.
Yeah.
And when you've got Hux on the team helping reduce cooldowns and him just going back into ultimate stage, I forget which part, but there's some part where he never has both of his specials on cooldown. And so he will pretty much throughout the entire phase only do his stun special. So he's never increasing his mastery like he's supposed to.
Yeah.
And then there's another part where he'll only do the AoE special, never build up his mastery with the second one. So I wish they would take the work to do something where it'd be simple too. Have him prioritize the stun special, until he reaches 300, 400 mastery or siphon, then switch it to prioritize the other one. That way his AI is just not ruined always in raids. That's my own little spiel.
Yeah, I don't know exactly who they prioritize for targeting. I know that sometimes if I run my Ray team with gas on it, that he'll try to go after gas first. And if he's not on there, it's kind of random. Sometimes he'll go after the tank or whatever, but I don't understand the AI coding because I'm not a coder. But there's definitely something buggy about it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I am always for smarter AI.
Yeah.
And if not now, the character will never get it. Because they only care about the recent ones. Yes.
Oh. So they got to fix it now.
I'm very grateful that the AI is dumb because it allows me to climb.
That's a good point too.
Okay, that brings us to our That's No Moon section. Wait, we can keep talking about it, but the That's No Moon is mainly just going to be talking about Jedi Knight Luke and his effect on the game. What does this mean for the future? Because it's a big deal for him to finally come to the game. And what impact will he have on the game? So I think Jedi Knight Luke lives up to my expectations. So after 4 years, I'm surprised because CG has made a lot of bad decisions. I think they did really well with the timing and making it not a galactic legend.
Yeah.
And making it just a really good legendary that does probably beat any other team out there besides Galactic Legends, but doesn't negate all the hard work people have done for the last year on these Galactic Legends.
So I'm on the timing of Jedi Knight Luke.
Yeah.
I get why he's coming around this time, because when free to play like me are unlocking Ray, it's time for another, rebalancing, you might say. I am a little bit.
That's a good point.
I am a little bit kind of worried about the going back to the panic farm, because it was a week notice and they made it a point of doing Galactic Legends, giving you all this time to prepare. And now we're given 0 time to prepare. So I don't know if they're going to bounce back and forth between these things, or if they're going to go back to the panic farming. I don't know. I kind of like the Galactic Legends setup where you had a lot of notice to prepare and make those decisions.
They used to.
I can see both sides of it, where they make more money with a panic.
And they used to have it so that when it was a new event, a new character release, they would give you, I think they had said it was like 2 weeks or 1 week's notice or whatever it was, and they would announce it. And I think now they're just kind of deciding if they want to do it or not.
Yeah.
I don't think there's actually like a set, because they haven't done it that way for a long time.
Yeah.
I thought that I agree with you on the timing of the release. It's exactly that. It's been what, 2 months, 3 months since Galactic Legends, so it's time for another one, and kind of keep moving the goalposts, so to speak. This has nothing to do with in-game. I really enjoyed that we got clues again from Crumb. I thought that they were very like slap chop put together though, because we had it figured out in like an hour. Yeah, I was like, I want a little bit. I wanted a little bit more.
I don't think that he's doing any worse of puzzles. I think he's doing the same kinds of puzzles, and people have figured out the kinds of puzzles he does.
Right. So they know how to
like
get
it's
to
the same encryption types. You're looking for the same details. So I mean, it's kind of like when you do like a maze, and it's like, oh, I kind of understand how mazes work, and now you can go through them faster. I think that's where we are.
Yeah, that's fair. But I did enjoy that we got the puzzle back. I thought that was fun.
Me too. I think even if they're bad puzzles, just having any puzzles, they're fun. They add to the game, lighthearted.
Mm-hmm.
I did not have a problem with the short time they gave people, because that's the standard is very or from the announcement you have 2 weeks to get the character, like till the end of the event.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what happened this time. It's supposed to be a panic, like make people spend, and I'm okay with that system. I thought, in my opinion, this one was more generous than others because it didn't require 2 or 3 new characters that needed to be shard farmed.
What was interesting with it, though, timing wise, was when they actually confirmed the characters required, guilds were already locked into their territory battle choice.
Yeah.
So if you were a guild that completely skipped Hoth and chose Geo, but you don't have, not everyone in your guild has Rolo unlocked, you missed out on those shards.
I would just say that when it comes to like the Rolo stuff, like if you don't have a Rolo, you probably don't have like a lot of those things. You probably don't have a Relic 3 C3PO.
Right.
So you probably don't have a Relic 3 Hermit Yoda. I mean, so you've got lots of time now. It's probably going to be 4 months before it comes back. So, just set your goals and go for it if you want.
Yeah. And it's not going to be a big deal if you don't get them right now.
Yep.
Because if you're deciding between Hoth or Geonosis, you're not going to be using him to beat new Jedi battles for Geonosis.
Right.
I mean, I'm in a pretty big guild, and we're considering doing Hoth for Lightside just to avoid the headache of Lightside Geo TB. Because
I told my guild no.
Yeah, everybody hates it. Everybody like deploys and checks out for a week. So
I hate it, but I said no. I was like, too bad.
I'm coming around to it.
I actually am too. I am too. But
I enjoy it. My expectations are not to 4 out of 4 every time easily.
Yeah. I did not enjoy my Galactic Legend Ray getting one shot, but
tell me about it. I went 1 for 4 with my Galactic Legend 7 Relic 7 Ray.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my goodness, I don't know if I want to do this anymore.
What is my life? Oh man. Yeah.
And with how difficult
6 months down the drain.
That is brutal. With it being so difficult, now it's almost been a year, at least 8 months or something like that. And we can be excited for Jedi Luke because he might actually help us beat a new wave or one of the second Jedi battle for Geonosis.
Yeah. Maybe.
Something.
So I like that. If it was easy, none of us would care. We'd say there's no use for Jedi Luke.
True.
I don't want it to be easy. I just want it to be doable. That's all.
Yeah.
Yes.
You want to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes.
Yeah.
True. I think one wave needs to be doable.
Yeah.
But second wave should curb stomp you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm hoping I get him next go round. Get back on the Jedi Luke topic.
Yeah.
I think I would use him in light side territory battles, and I think he would be useful there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd probably use him as a counter team in Grand Arena. Because I think when played well, he's going to be able to beat any team that doesn't have a Galactic Legend.
Yeah.
Like full health, full protection.
I know that people are putting Hermit Yoda with Jedi Knight Luke, and that makes a lot of sense. But he's not. Hermit Yoda's not the fastest Jedi. The fastest Jedi is Shak Ti, who is now recently without a team. I think modder for speed so that you can do that one move that gets Jedi Knight Luke to go first. It might be doable.
Good thought.
Yeah. So when this event was announced, had Commander Luke, Chewbacca, and Wampa about ready. C-3PO, Darth Vader, and Hermit Yoda were all gear 12 with just a couple pieces left. And then my Lando, Captain Han, and Rolo were all pretty terrible. Like Rolo at gear 6, Han at gear 7, and Lando at
me too.
gear 11.
Oh, I think your Lando's higher than mine. I think mine's like gear 8 or 9.
I had buffed him wanting to put him in a Kira squad before realizing that was not going to work well anyways. But so I felt like I was kind of close, but at the same time really far off. The main thing I wish I'd done ahead of time is farm carbs from the guild store, guild currency.
Yeah.
Because I thought I had enough with 300 or 400 saved, something like that. But
how many do you need?
I don't know, but I know that Rolo needed 400 by herself.
Oh.
And Captain Han, I think one of the reasons I hadn't buffed him in a long time was because of all the carbs he needed.
No.
That's not good.
It was definitely something like 700 just for these 3 characters, the 3 sub gear 12 characters.
I know like the day or 2 days, maybe like the Monday or Tuesday. The Monday it was announced that he was like confirmed. Vox and King had sent me a DM and he needed at that point like 900 carbs, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Something nuts. And I was like, well, request them every day. Oh man.
And it is painful to have to spend crystals on carbs.
I've been buying carbs every time I see them in the guild store, in Shard Shop, anywhere I see them. That's not crystals. I'm like, yep, because I know I'm going to need them for this.
Good for you. Yes, that's what everybody should be doing. Those carbs are the main make or break.
Man.
But so once it was announced, that's what I was starting with. Then I had enough gear to take Vader to Relic 3. Hermit Yoda, I needed 3 gear 12 pieces. I had enough for 2 of them. Got Lando to gear 12, Captain Han to gear 10, and Rolo to gear 8. And now, the last day of it, I have gotten them finally built up to where everybody's Relic 3 except for Han and Rolo. And they both need just one more piece. And it is the Mark 12 HoloLens, where I need 64 more of the biotech implant component.
The Mark 4?
The Mark 8. That.
Oh.
It's cheap with crystals. It's one of the cheaper ones, the gold eyeballs.
Yep.
But it needs to be available in the store for me to get them. Yeah. So it's going to be really close.
Well, won't that be available in the weekly shipments?
It's not.
Oh, no.
It's not.
They're not going to reset before the event ends, are they?
I thought, oh, wait. Never mind. Oh, good. Okay. I was worried before. Never mind. That's great. Okay. I was worried. So I thought that I couldn't buy anymore because the weekly shipments had reset, and so I was just screwed. But it turns out I bought all the ones available in the weekly shipments, and I just need to wait 10 hours for them to reset. Hopefully I'll have more I can buy then.
Well, but is the weekly shipments going to reset before the event ends?
Yes.
Okay.
I will have 5 hours.
The event it ends at like noon tomorrow, right?
Yes, 10 Pacific time. So I will have 5 hours when the shipments reset. Oh yeah, my day's one ahead of most people.
Oh, I was wondering. I'm like, how are you getting them? I was like, my weekly doesn't change till Friday.
See, I just forgot what day it is.
Yeah, I'm like, where am I? What day is it?
Right.
Where's my weekly?
It is the second tab in shipments.
Okay, so my weekly says I have a day and 5 hours to go.
Yes, because that's tied to your arena clock. Which means
my game clock, which is not my real clock, because my day for my game resets at 4 a.m. Eastern.
So
squad.
If people are really close and you just need 1 or 2 lucky shipments, now might be the time to change your clock and hope it'll trigger.
Yep.
Trigger a store change.
You only got 2 of them, so
true.
Yeah.
True.
Plan wisely.
I'm so glad that I'm gonna have now. I don't have to worry. I will have it in time. Awesome.
Oh, that's sneaky. So assuming that they're
assuming they will be in the next weeks. Yes. Assuming
if they're not there, man. Can you request those? You can't request those, can you?
I have no idea. I never do the request.
Dude, you got to do the request. I go through that. I'm like, yep.
Really?
Yeah. I like hit everybody because then I'm like, if I can get rid of you, you're got to give it to me because I'm the only option.
Nice.
Nobody gives me anything.
Oh, man.
Well, whatever I need, they also need it.
Right.
So
that's why I've never used the feature, because every guild I've been, it was just stun guns.
I did that. Yeah. I did that a few weeks ago. Every day I was like, stun guns.
It's like, don't have any stun guns for you, Sarah. I need them myself.
No, you should totally see if can you do it. Where's my game?
Well, I need so many.
MK8?
I need 64.
So?
Can't you only get like 2 of them or something?
No, they have like a whole row of like 15, 25, and 50, I think.
Oh, I meant from the request. Like if you request it. I think people can only donate 2.
Oh, yeah, you can only get 5 per day.
It depends on the gear. So like the MK5 droid salvage, not what I called it in our Discord server, you can only request 2 of, but a lot of the other gear you can get 5. Some of the gear you can get 10, like the really low.
I don't think you can request the one that
I don't think
Sergi
so.
wants.
Yeah, I'm not seeing
it.
That's terrible.
I would have given you one.
Thank you, Sarah. That's okay. I've got 2,000 crystals left. I can afford it. So I will hopefully have a very early morning unlock. And then I won't have any of the gear I need to
So how many
build
of
them up.
these? How many of these MK8 thingies do you need?
I need 2.
Yeah, but how many did you need in total?
In total, it was a lot.
I'm planning for myself right now.
So in total, so there's 2 parts of the biotech implant. There's the prototype.
Which one do you? Yeah.
So the prototype, the hollow looking whatever.
Yeah.
That you're
one that's all black.
Yeah. I think you need like 600 or something.
Oh man.
And that's probably me lowballing it. And then the other one,
man,
you need, I think probably less, maybe 400 or 500.
I have enough of the other one.
Right, the other one you get from daily challenges and stuff. I didn't run low on that. I was fine.
It's the other one. Oh man.
Now I only have 156 left of the challenge eyeball.
What?
Yeah, I only have 100 left.
Which I had a lot, so it ate through a lot of that gear. Yeah.
They took it out of the tank rewards. Now there's no more.
I know. They need to update the raid.
Well, you guys dig and go after Jedi Knight. What's that?
I was just gonna say you should also check your shard shop because I just bought MK8 stuff in there.
Good. I have been. It's just I only get that's where I was hoping if they weren't going to be in shipments, then I was going to need it to be in the shard shop and in the guild currency store. And I've been spending my guild event stuff just because I really want Luke this time around. So with only 2, I think, refreshes of the shipments left before the event will end, I need those to appear. So that's why it was going to be really close, and I would be really upset if I just barely missed it because I didn't get lucky shipments these last 2 times.
Well,
yeah. You can use crystals to refresh the store too.
I know. So, I just...
And then get nothing out of it.
Yeah.
No. Doesn't want to do it.
Will not do that. Okay, our next section is the Bantha in the Room. So this is the ugly beast that is creeping its way throughout the community each time.
Yeah.
So this week, our Bantha in the Room is the road ahead, or the lack thereof. And what I loved was that I saw somebody post something on the forums. Don't remember who it was, but great post about how, where is this content that they talked about? Because before this, the
ocean of content.
Yes. We are now about to be in July. So we have had 7 months completed, or we're 7 months into 2020 and still no new game mode. A couple Galactic Legends, some Mando characters, Jedi Knight Luke. That's all good, but still, that's maybe 1 character a month. So where's the new content? Where's the new game mode for us to use these characters since they've abandoned the raid?
You want your raid?
I do want my raid.
It's been so long since we've had a raid.
Over 2 years.
I know.
They've pushed back the road ahead because they needed more time. Where is the content?
Didn't they say we were going to get it by the end of this quarter?
So I remember them saying when they originally pushed back the road ahead that it was going to be in July, and they didn't specify when in July. So according to my math, they got 7 days. I think the road ahead is coming this week.
You think so?
Like 2 days, within the next 2 days?
I think that it's coming within this week. I think that it's maybe, and when I say this week, I mean like the following 7 days, because the 30th is the last day, and that's a Tuesday. So I wouldn't put it past them to put it on Monday, right?
I wouldn't put it past them to do it Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific when they're all headed out of the office, air quotes.
Yeah. Well, like I said before, they have seemed to do a lot of things right in the very recent history, like the Vader rework in Jedi Knight Luke and a puzzle. You know, they've done some things.
Yes, that's all very good work.
And
very true.
And I am maybe naive, but I'm being positive.
I like it.
That is the indication that they are ready to move forward with the road ahead and whatever is next when it comes to game modes. So I'm crossing my fingers. I'm holding my breath. I might pass out before it gets here, but I think it's going to be good. I think that there's something coming. It's coming very soon. I think, I don't know if you can see this, but like, I haven't had a haircut in 3 months. And like
so we should have a road ahead and a haircut.
All of that that's going on in the world and keeping us in. Well, like all of that is impacting literally everyone, including game developers. So I'm giving them a bit of a pass based on what's going on. I'm being hopeful and positive, and I'm doing the same with my guild. And if they don't have a road ahead by the end of this month, I might just click. I might leave because there's only so much you can push people, you know?
Yeah.
And I will say, so jumping off of that, it is frustrating when you're in the position of being positive and like trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, and it just doesn't come. So like I totally get that. Yeah. I'm concerned that we're gonna get the road ahead, and the road ahead is gonna suck. That's my concern now. My concern is like it's gonna come and we're just gonna be like, what is this trash?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
we need new content.
And I know that you guys were talking about doing this show like every other week, but next week you might have to have a show, because I really think that they're going to drop a road ahead on us, and it's going to have a lot of really good stuff in it that's going to get everybody excited again. Because if they don't, if they know that they don't have anything coming up, if they know that they can't deliver, then what was Jedi Knight Luke and Darth Vader about? Because Darth Vader was free, so it's not like they made any money off of it. So why would they do that if they didn't have something coming up pretty soon?
I mean, that makes sense, but CG doesn't always make sense.
That's true.
Because a raid would be such a money maker.
People wail for like. I remember when they announced the Sith raid, and you guys have my full permission to make fun of me for this. Yeah. It's totally fine. I remember they announced it, and they're like, "Yeah, there's a Sith raid," and then they dropped, was it Scion and Visas at the same time? Visas and whoever else, and I was like, "My Sith suck." Her kit says she works good against Sith. They're dropping Sith raid. Wailed right away, like. I was just like, here you go, take my money, give me Visa 7-star first, like, whew. And like because of a raid, and literally all I did was look at her kit. I'm like, says she works good against Sith. We're getting the Sith raid, okay? Like,
yeah. And then they had Aura Singh and Imbo for phase 1. That gave them months of new releases for people to wail on, trying to do better at the good rewards for the Sith raid.
I would even go as far as like, when I was playing the game, I didn't have a lot when the Sith raid came out. Like I was still pretty new. I'd been in a year, so I didn't have a lot of stuff. But then it came out, and it was like, you have to have JTR. And in order to get JTR, you've got to have BB-8. And in order to get BB-8, you got to get First Order. So it was like, there's tons of things to get just for one phase. You had to have, in my guild, you had to have POW. So you could
yeah. Oh man, Chex Mix.
So like, I agree. A raid would be a huge moneymaker if they also had some more characters come with it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But like, that's the thing is like, you could release those characters as marquee characters.
Which has to be a great way to make money. Marquee characters.
Do you know how much money they spent on Visas to get her 7-star in one day? Right. I didn't have the crystals for it, and I was like, sure, here, up $400. Like, okay.
Yeah, that's their bread and butter.
Yeah.
Give us marquees.
So, I think
they could also do the vehicles thing that they talked about months ago.
Yeah, they did talk about ground vehicles. That's good. That's a good point.
But that was probably just an ideation.
Maybe.
Not anything concrete. Just in the ideation phase still.
Yeah.
That's me poking fun at them saying the raid was an ideation.
Right.
Multiple times before telling us that nothing happened.
Is that even a word? Ideation?
I think so.
I believe it is.
But isn't it just an idea?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is. Yes.
Yeah. It's like saying guesstimate.
Why you got to make it complicated? It's in the idea phase.
Yeah. We're brainstorming still.
Yeah.
So that leads to our I love you, I know. It's easy to get jaded when playing this game, but there has to be a reason why we're all still playing it, especially when they take long periods of time between new game modes. But tell us over the past week or two what you guys have enjoyed. Let's start with you, JJ.
So I have been on the long grind for Rey, and I miscalculated the relics that I needed. So I got to start hoarding gear a lot sooner than I thought. And then when I finally did unlock Rey, right after the join phase for Grand Arena, I put all of the gear on her all the way up to Relic 5. And that's the first character I've ever done that to.
Had it already beforehand?
Nothing to... Yeah. Oh, it was amazing.
Isn't it that feeling?
It feels so good.
Yeah, my guild chat was just me for like 12 rows.
Yeah.
It's great.
So I have Relic 7 on my way to getting the ultimate Galactic Legend Rey, and now I get to not care about anything.
You think? I thought that too, but then they announced Jedi Knight Luke.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going after Kylo now, but not nearly as desperately as Rey.
Right.
You're gonna go after Kylo now?
I am, because my Captain Han Solo is 79 out of 80 not unlocked. So
that's fair.
I'm kind of hoping that he goes to a lower energy node before I have to start farming him, but who knows?
That's fair.
What about you, Sarah? What have you enjoyed?
So I switched to Rey in Arena, which has been fun because I was falling. So I completely skipped over gas. I had gas. I never switched to him in Arena. So I was still running Darth Revan before I switched to Rey. Yeah. And I was falling, I would be climbing up from the 80s, be like, okay, time to go to work.
Time to spend the next 2 hours.
Yeah, because I was hoarding the gear for Rey and putting all the gear onto my resistance. I didn't want to have to take my clones to gear 13. I was like, I'm not doing this. Sorry, you guys aren't getting ODB's not getting cam shards from me right now. So I finally switched to Rey, which is so much better because now I'm like, okay, I can get into top 10, top 5, fall to 18, 20. I think I fell to 28 today, and today was the furthest that I've fallen. Probably because my fellow officer, who's also in my shard, switched to Darth Vader Arena. So, but that was fine. I also really enjoyed Grand Arena last week because I got to set Rey up top in front of ships. And I just set her there and I was like, I'm going to cheese the rest of my defense. And I saved gas, both Revans, JTR, CLS, Trey. I had all the old meta. I was like, yeah, I'm just going to keep all this for offense and cheese my defense.
I didn't put her in front of the ships. I put her in front of the south, and then I put just junk behind it.
I was going to do that. And then I was doing the math, and I'm like, technically you get more points for clearing. It's roughly the same points total if you clear the bottom and clear the top. I like to protect my ship zone because I would rather save my meta ships for offense because I am real bad at ships. So I will say it was very fun to see. One guy did take down my Rey squad, and it took him 5 teams to do it. So he ran out of teams. He couldn't clear my geos in the bottom back corner.
Yeah.
And then there was another guy who just didn't bother with Rey, but it took him 7 tries on my geos to clear my geos. So that was fun too.
You should put Holdo in your fleet zone for defense.
Oh, that's a good idea. I should try that next.
Yeah.
Call it?
I don't know if she'll be any good, but there's a chance.
That's a fun idea. I'm gonna try that.
So what I have enjoyed is working on getting Jedi Knight Luke, because this is the first one in a long time that when it's announced, I'm kind of in range to get it. So I like that. I like the Vader rework a lot. is fun to use and does open up more possibilities for the future of what Vader is capable of.
Yeah.
And
does he do well on your Kylo team? I imagine he would.
He does just fine. I mean, he doesn't do anything great. So the way my Kylo team is set up, it's pretty much just try and keep everybody alive as long as possible for Kylo to go crazy later. Vader does help in that he gets a lot of damage attacks out there with his AoE and his mini turns, so that it helps build up the ultimate for Kylo.
Yeah.
So that's the main way he helps. The dots don't really do anything. His saber throw doesn't really do anything. I don't know how he does on defense, but I had Grievous in there before him. Or Hux. Hux dies the first time a Galactic Legend Ray does an AoE. I don't know if Vader dies that quickly or not. The only downside, the danger that I think having him in the team does, is his many turns is also building up an enemy Galactic Legend Ray ultimate. Because every single turn is one of her 20 that she needs to get her ultimate ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. But for the most part, he hasn't seemed to hurt me at all. And I just really like Vader. And then I like each of these characters. I don't know that they are bad ones to invest in. Clearly the worst are going to be Lando, Rolo, and Han Solo, Cholo. But I've wanted to get Captain Han built up for a long time, just for his revive on a CLS team.
Yeah. I kind of feel like if you're going to build up your Rolo like that, you got to make a whole other team out of her. Put like a Scarif Rebel Pathfinder with it or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. So now let's answer a few questions from our Discord fans. And then we'll go through the rank and file in Uncle Owen's Moisture Farm. The first one from Ski Trooper. It seems we're back to the days of the Titan team, with an arena teams being a mix of characters from several different synergy teams, such as Gas and Jedi Knight Revan with Rey, or Darth Revan and Malak with Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. What do you think is the best comp for each Galactic Legend, both in Arena where you can do anything and in Grand Arena where you need to keep the teams together? What do you guys think?
So I have a particular dilemma with my Rey team. I don't fall past 30, but I certainly don't climb past 20. So my teams are not great for there's 19 other people better than me in the Galactic Legends. I have messed around with Jedi Knight Revan with Gas. I've messed around with a Resistance team. I don't think I have the tools to really do it, but I do think that the most important character on any of these teams is Watt. Watt is kind of really incredible for any of these Galactic Legends to the ability to go first and put a taunt on somebody, the ability to regain health. You can put that on Rey and she can continually, give out her drain, her lifeblood or whatever, and then whirlwind people, and next turn she's got her health all the way back up. So there's a lot of great things with Watt. He'd probably be my number one to go on that team. And then Jedi training Rey is a great tank on that team because she starts dodging everything. But I kind of like Holdo on that team. So it's just kind of like whatever you want to do. I do think that Resistance heroes are critical for that team, though, for Grand Arena.
Yeah.
Sarah, what is your team? She frozen?
I think Sarah's frozen. So while we're waiting for her to unfreeze, I think that with Galactic Legend, Hey, Sarah. Can you hear us now?
Sorry. Apparently my internet cut me out.
All good. So I think that with Rey, people should run, whoever else you run on the team, you should run the Resistance hero Finn. Because his counter chance for himself and all Resistance is a big deal with any team trying to counter them. So even when I fought teams that use Skywalker and Kenobi and mostly Jedi with Rey, but they still keep the Resistance Finn, it's much harder than without Resistance. When it comes to Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, I like Malak, especially with the new advantage dark side allies can't be critically hit, because now he will survive until Rey does her big triple 300,000k special on him. And then I also have been liking to put Separatist with my Supreme Leader Kylo, just because of the Summoned Brute is a great taunt and can eat up the Annihilate from Rey without it actually taking any of your main 5. And then the B1 Battle Droid can also take a hit from any of these people without it instantly killing him. The reason I was using Grievous before Vader, and I think Grievous is probably better in there, is because Grievous will get under 100% health, still be able to survive AoEs from Rey, even though he doesn't have protection, but then putting a taunt onto B1 so that when Rey does her special, her 300,000 is just a triple hit on B1. It doesn't actually kill him or anyone else.
Yeah, I've seen people use Grievous and B1 and Newt. There's a lot of really good compositions out there that just use all the dark side. My biggest difficulty facing any Kylo is I don't think people use him enough, but when they use Special Forces TIE Fighter, his big AoE gets 5 crits right off the bat, and it's pretty insane to have that that much closer to his ultimate on turn 1.
Point.
So, I mean, there's a lot of good first order comps, and then you can go way crazy with it. You can run like Treya with Kylo. It's pretty powerful.
What are you running, Sarah, with your Rey?
So right now in Arena, I'm doing like the standard Rey, Gas, Jedi Knight Revan, Watt, like the typical. Everyone is pretty much running that. I have a feeling we're gonna have to tweak it a little bit coming up with Vader. But in Grand Arena, I am going with Rey. So I should clarify. So in Territory War, I put Rey, the Resistance Brothers, Poe and Finn, and Holdo and L3. But in Grand Arena, I am not using L3 there. I'm putting Watt there instead. And I find that it's working. I mean, it's working pretty well so far, the 1 week that I did it. I'm going to do it again this week. So if you're facing me, that's what you're going to see. Yeah, I don't know what I would change it to. I do see there's one guy in my arena that's running Rey, the Resistance Brothers, Zaris, and L3 instead. Yeah. And he's the only one that is running that. Everyone else is running the same, like literally the exact same squad. So
yeah. I think yours is better, but the L3 one is good too. L3 is tough to get around the taunt. Okay, San Holo.
I just don't want to gear her.
Right, if you don't have her already, stick with the characters you got. Because pretty much any of them. Yeah. San Holo asked, I think I asked this before, but what is your strategy for getting new mods? Do you solely buy mods, grind them with energy, or both? If grinding, do you also grind slicing gear? And do you spend crystal refreshes? What makes a mod a keeper or a slicer for you? So, lots of questions here. So, what is a quick, short answer for each?
I grind materials up to 100, and then I grind mods so I can have a whole bunch to slice. And I just kind of back and forth. And then I buy any gold mod with 5 speed showing, not as a primary. That's what I'll do. And in terms of what's a keeper, if I'm rolling a mod, if I get 5 or better speed on green, 10 or better on blue, 15 or better on purple, those are awesome mods. And if I get some other stat and I get 4 rolls of the same thing, I keep it no matter what that stat is. So like if it's health percentage, protection, tenacity, no matter what mod set it is, if it's got 4 of the same thing on that mod secondary, even if it's not speed, I'll keep it because you never know.
Good point, yeah. I buy any gold
That's a good point.
I buy any gold with a 5 speed and a good primary. It's a big chore for me, so it's not the best strategy, but all I'm doing is buying relic materials with the energy and just using them to upgrade the mods I get from the assault battles and stuff. But I should be balancing with the grinding mods from the energy, but I do not think you should spend crystal refresh. In my opinion, those crystals are better spent towards gear, because if you can, instead of working on all these mods that most aren't going to come to anything, get a new character to gear 13, get them their finisher piece or something with those crystals you're using, it's going to be better in the long run.
I would push back on that just a little bit, that the mod energy is really good for the 50 value. Like you get a good buy, but you've got to be in a place with your roster where you aren't really pushing to farm anything. So like, until you've got your first or even second galactic legend, until you've got relics on most of the stuff you use, it should really be focused on pushing towards getting gear on everything else.
Yeah, that's a good point. I will also keep mods that have a primary match their set. So if it's a health primary on a health mod, I'll keep it. Potency primary on a potency mod.
Yeah, that's good.
I'll make, like, if they match, I will keep those. Anything that has over plus 100 offense, I will keep. I don't farm my mods. I buy all of them. I only farm the slicing materials because I find that we get so many mods from the events now as well that I run out of slicing materials.
Yeah.
So that's all I will farm. And I primarily will also buy mods that I know that I am, like mod sets I will look for that I know that I'm lacking in. So I know that I need speed mods. I know that I need crit damage mods. I'm not going to buy a health mod unless it's amazing in the store.
Yeah.
Because we get so many freebies that I'm like, I just can't justify it. Yeah, that's basically it though.
And I would just add one more thing. I don't 6E a mod unless it is like 19 or better speed on it, because that way I'm preserving my slicing material for when I really need it on something.
Yeah.
And I'm also keeping a bunch of really good mods for my gear under 12 characters for specific events and stuff. So it's something to keep in consideration.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Good point. Garth Stevel asked, assuming a relatively even starting point for achieving them, how would you prioritize Jedi Knight Luke and his requirements, especially Vader, against working towards Galactic Legends? It seems to me that Jedi Knight Luke and Vader may actually have a better cost to benefit ratio than Rey, at least. I think that you should still prioritize the Galactic Legends.
Yeah.
Because they are the future. They are, like, Kylo Ren for sure. Easily auto all 3 raids. Or not auto. Easily complete all 3 raids to get first, which is great. But then Jedi Knight Luke is specifically designed not to do great versus Galactic Legends. So I don't think that you should use your energy towards him instead of a Galactic Legend.
I agree.
I think from a completely emotionless standpoint, you're right. But for many people, especially my age, the Return of the Jedi was like their favorite movie or their introduction even to it. So it's kind of hard to pass up like that character. I would say that the requirements for Luke have just about as many useless characters to Relic 3 as Rey does.
Yeah, so that's a good point.
It's not like it's not a huge like benefit, cost difference between the two.
Yes.
I mean, you're going to get more bang for your buck, I think, with Rey.
Yes. I think this is an expensive legendary compared to the Galactic Legends that are normal expensive for that quality of character you're getting as a reward.
Also, as a Rey owner, Galactic Legend Kylo is the best one to get, hands down.
That's only because you're a Rey owner.
You want the other. You want what you can't have.
Like I've heard a lot of people say that, but they are only Rey owners.
I've never heard anyone with a Kylo say, "Man, I wish I had a Rey." They're like, I'm over here enjoying soloing this Sith raid.
Before the ultimate, every Kylo wishes they had a Rey. Because Rey ultimate destroys Kylo Ren. After the ultimate, you can play it more intelligently in PvP arena so that you don't lose. But it's still oftentimes just down to Kylo one-manning the entire squad of Rey.
Yeah.
And when it comes to future-proofing each one, Rey is more of a impossible to chew through team like Jedi Knight Revan was back in the day. Whereas Kylo's going to be here's my first team to whittle it down to just Kylo, and then now here he's killed.
Right.
Rey is like a 5-minute battle.
Yes.
And you might win. Kylo is like a 2-minute battle, and you'll either definitely win or definitely lose.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Cotman3 asked, so with the solid Jedi Luke event and the solid Darth Vader rework, this is 2 wins in a row for CG. Are they emerging from the mist, or is it a case of a broken clock correct twice a day? I would not get hopes up to say they are emerging from the mist. I think that it's more of a broken clock being correct twice a day. Because, I mean, let's see, 7 months into the year, CG always does a few things great, a few things right. Like Grand Arena was great when it came out as a great new game mode. So I will have to wait and see how they deal with the new content that they're supposed to announce in the road ahead.
I think this is a case of CG has been quarantined for 3 months and they want to build a deck and they want to paint all the rooms in their house and they want to redecorate and they're going to repave their driveway and they're going to put a garden in and they are so bored that they're just going to do everything now. yeah, I'm trying not to get my hopes up. I'm hoping the road ahead will be good. I think the road ahead is going to be the answer to this question specifically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, I think that will tell us whether this is them turning over a new leaf or it being a broken clock.
Well, I would say here's what I do think is a good sign. And it comes down to like shoot or shoot. So they're taking shots, they're making attempts, they're throwing out a puzzle, they're doing character releases. If they just keep shooting, they'll miss sometimes, but then they'll hit. So I'm looking forward to the ocean of content that they told us we get.
That we were getting.
As long as they keep trying to put out new stuff, I'm going to keep my hopes up, and I'm going to, I'm going to be happy that there's more stuff being brought to the game.
Good
I would say
point.
that Jedi Knight Luke came, and the game is still here. So now we can all like let go and breathe easy. That
yes.
Yeah, I don't think they're getting rid of the game anytime soon.
Right.
No.
I still feel like we're only halfway through the cycle of this game.
Yeah, which is a long freaking cycle, man.
It is. It's
been like 4 years.
Yeah. Yep. Good point.
Mm-hmm.
Good point. And then Darth Vid asked in the comments, we do pay attention to our live viewers. Hi guys, how will you mod Vader?
How do I even have my Vader modded right now?
I don't know what his relic stats really do in terms of potency, but you do want to land some dots. He is an attacker that gets a lot of bonuses from relics, so you do want to give him offense. And I think speed is also helpful as well. So offense sets with potency, offense primaries with speed secondaries, that would be my thing.
Apparently I gave him a crit damage and a crit chance set, so I'm going to change that.
Well,
that's not bad.
It's not bad. And when it comes to the relic levels, they get so much base offense from their relics that the offense mods overtake the crit chance and damage.
Yeah.
But you do want to crit, and you want to have some good crit damage, so that's not bad.
He doesn't have a lot of potency on these mods, though. So that's probably bad.
Well, he's got a base potency of 50%, so if you just have like a set on there, it's probably good.
Yeah. I think a speed set is good because you want him to go first. In a lot of matches, if he can go first, then you're starting with dots on everybody. You're starting with speed down on all the enemies that he does from his AoE as well. So he's great for his debuffs, his utility. Because also, if he can go first, you can use his new Merciless thing and just ability block. Go through and cherry pick each enemy that you want to keep from using their special on their first turn and ability block each of them.
Right.
So for that also, I think potency. So what I would recommend is a speed set and a potency set. But it's not a bad idea either to try and crank up his crit chance. Because with 50% natural crit chance, he gets 25% bonus with his Merciless. If you gave him anywhere between 10 to 25% more, you could be looking at a guaranteed critical hit while in Merciless, which would be awesome.
That's a good point. I'll remod mine.
I currently have a defense set, but that's just for the speed secondary.
Oh, I don't even have speed secondaries on them. It's so bad. So bad.
That takes us to our rank and file to see the movers and the shakers in the meta. And what do we expect next? Let's see if Jedi Luke has broken into rank 1 leaders. He has not. So there's 30 Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker leads. out of 6,000, something like that.
It's also a very small number of people that unlocked Jedi Knight Luke.
Yeah.
True. Then, so it's mostly Rey and Kylo Ren neck and neck, with more people having Rey in Arena. Then General Skywalker is still holding on, but not doing great. Then the top teams, we've got General Skywalker is the most consistent with the clones team, with 12% of rank 1 squads being those 5. So as that question about the Titans, the different variations, there's tons of different Kylo and Rey leads.
Yeah.
The most popular being Rey, General Kenobi, General Skywalker, Jedi Knight Revan, and Watt. Which is a great one. I like the one down at 2%, it looks like, where it's got Rey, the Hero Bros, GK, and General Skywalker. And then the most popular Kylo team is Kylo, First Order Officer, Sith Trooper, Hux, and Kylo Ren Unmasked.
Yeah, I would agree. That one's pretty difficult to get through.
Okay. I might have to change mine back then. Have you guys faced ones with Malik and Separatist? And are those difficult?
Yeah.
I faced
I just don't know who to kill first.
Yeah. Oh, good. Yeah.
So that brings us...
Like, I can mark anyone but Kylo Ren.
Yeah,
exactly.
True. Yes. Okay, that brings us to our Uncle Owen's Moisture Farm. Last but not least, let's head to Uncle Owen's Moisture Farm to talk about who and what we are currently farming in game, because everyone knows work comes before going to Tashi Station to pick up power converter. So I am, as we've already talked about me, I'm finishing the farm for Han Solo and Rolo to finally unlock Jedi Knight Luke. What about you guys?
JJ, what are you farming?
I am slowly working on my First Order requirements. I've got 3 of the characters to gear 12 plus. The other ones are hovering at gear 8, gear 9, 10, and 11. I'm not pressing it. I'm more pressing my Hermit Yoda and my Watt, because those are really relevant for the team I'm running in Arena now and for light side TB. So as soon as I finish my Watt next GOTB, he'll be 7 stars.
Nice.
And I'll take him up to gear 12 and beyond. And Hermit Yoda right now, I'm waiting on those stupid blue eyeballs that I ran out of.
Yep.
What about you, Sarah?
I am farming tickets for Rey's ultimate ability.
I could hear the throw up being choked down.
I've already lost to that tier twice. It is awful. Yeah. So I'm farming those, and then I'm just farming like gear for. I'm torn. I want to put gear on Shock because I want to get her to gear 13 so that I can do the cam mission. But I also want to gear people for Jedi Knight Luke. So I'm like, I don't know what I want to do with my life. And here we are. So it's just a lot of gear farming, a lot of relic farming. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Nice. Well, thank you guys. Thanks for joining us, Darth Jar Jar.
Pleasure having awesome.
You. And thank you, all listeners, for joining us this week. That ought to do it. And until next time, Chewie, we're home.